In this video, we're going to use a Spearhead Shaving Company experimental soap and the Feather SS Shavette. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host, CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. And if it's your first time here, thank you especially. I hope you'll consider subscribing below. So, as mentioned before, we're going to use a Spearhead Shaving Company experimental soap. So these are like beta test soaps. And this one is called, I don't know how to say it. This is where guys like Avon will come in. Friseur, or I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. This is inspired by the River Gauche or Gouche. I don't know how you say that either. I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm trying to relax and have a good shave today, so sorry if I'm a little short on the details. Since this is an experimental soap, it was $6.99. There went my Shavette. I hope I didn't break it. Whew, I'm off to a rough start today. Anyway, Spearhead experimental. I've tried 2 of these already, or maybe 3. Good quality soap, very well priced right now. You just have to keep your eyes on the Spearhead Shaving Company website and things pop up, and they're pretty well priced, good ingredients. So let me grab my Shavette and then we'll get started. Stay tuned. All right, we're back with our Glen Helly Mister, and I'm glad that was my Shavette and not a straight razor. We're a little over 24 hours. Today I'm shaving a little later than usual. You can see the growth there. And I try to show that to folks so they can say, yes, we're actually shaving. If I can find the ingredients on this, I'll put it right there for you. But some of the ingredients are, let's see what we got. Jojoba oil, lanolin, shea butter. There's some good stuff in here. And it smells kind of like CAD, Fine American Blend, or Razorock American Barber. And so it's good stuff. We're gonna use their old Razorock pre-shave today. Not that we need it, because I've had good luck with these soaps, but I'm using a Razorock brush and aftershave. And so I figure why not go ahead and use the old pre-shave. We're trying to kill that one, and it will not die. I'm not using it enough. Anyway, a little more misting there, and we'll get to our, this is the Razorock 400 brush, which I've had for a long time. Nice creamy lather. The Spearhead experimental soaps that I've tried thus far have been good in quality, very well priced. And again, that's introductory pricing, so don't expect for those to be around forever. I don't know where the prices will eventually fall, you know, when they're on full-on production soaps, but hopefully they'll still be a good value. We hope. We shall see. We shall see. And honestly, a lot of times that determines my, you know, whether I'm going to purchase something or not. And so this one was $6.99. I mean, it's a no-brainer for the quality. But again, experimental, so not a production soap. Wonderful scent. Like, this is an absolutely phenomenal sort of modern barbershop scent, or at least that's how it's been adopted by the traditional shaving community. Okay, so the Feather SS. We will try to be on our game today. We shall hope to be on our game. We're trying to get better with our technique. And so that's why we're incorporating some Shavettes into our shaves. And these are very effective cutters. Very smooth in the cutting action. But if you sleep with them and you put the blade to your face with too sharp an angle, they'll leave a mark. I got myself with the WEC, the week before last, and we'll hope not to do that. And the way you can avoid that is sort of lay it to your face flat and then rotate to the angle. But I often forget to do that because your habits are your habits. And that is why when you are forming habits, when straight razor shaving or doing anything, try to develop the best possible habits. That way, when you do, you will always be doing things properly versus being sloppy and developing bad habits, and then you'll be sloppy. And so it's hard to change technique once it's been established. It can be done, but it requires a lot of focus. And so my advice, the old adage that practice makes perfect is wrong. It's perfect practice makes perfect. In other words, do it right when you're practicing, and you're likely to do it right. If you practice in a not very good way, then you're likely to do it wrong. So practice good form. And so, boy, what a smooth cutter though. Feather, I think this is a guard blade in here, which has a little smooth edges. The corners are a little rounded. It's not quite as threatening, I guess I would say. But make no mistake, it will cut you if you sleep. So just be careful. And we'll try to stay mindful of that today. I hope everybody is off to a good morning, Monday morning. Again, these videos are shot ahead, but I try to say good morning to you on the day it's going to air. Did you all see the Real Talk? We had guest Peter Charkelis because I was supposed to be out of town, but you know, as things turned out on the camping trip, it got rained out. So that was very, very interesting to watch. Pete and David on Real Talk, some very funny moments there, some very pointed questions by David. And so I had a good time. I enjoyed watching that, and I thought Peter spoke with a lot of candor. And as always, you know, I consider Pete to be a friend. I've broken bread with Pete, but I don't agree with everything he says. You know, I'm going to buy his stuff, and I'm a proud member of the club, and I'm happy for Peter's success. But I must say, some of the things like, you know, I wish he wouldn't bail on dupes, which he said he was going to do, because that allows people, look, this soap right here is a dupe. It's great. It allows people to experience this fragrance that I don't think is made any longer. And I think that's an awesome, awesome thing. Just me. Glen Helly Sea Mister. Or the Glen the Sea Monster Mister. Anyway, you know, Pete basically said he wasn't interested in doing dupes. And I find that happens a lot with artisans as they develop, you know, and they're artisans. So art is part of the word, and they want to do their own thing. And I like that. But I really appreciate the artisans who bring us the scents we love. And, you know, so I didn't, that was unfortunate for me because I like Pete's dupes. But, you know, I love his original scents too. And there was a couple other interesting, you know, topics there. One of the things that I found interesting was he was talking about, you know, tremendous growth, while at the same time saying we're a small family business. But at the same time, he was like, we're expanding into Europe. And I'm like, you know, that doesn't sound like, you know, these massive European orders, or we're going to be all over the world. I'm like, it's time to step it up from the family, you know, business at that point. But some of the things are like, you know, saying, oh, we can't get the orders out because we're a family business. But, oh, by the way, you know, so it's like, I'm happy for his success. But I hope, you know, they put a lot of that same energy into the fulfillment side, because in my opinion, that's been, if there is a weakness, that's been it. But I will say the last order or so was better. So they're making some improvements. And I expect when Pete gets into the new space, I expect they're going to make some improvements on all fronts, including stock and fulfillment. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops. But you know me, I would definitely call it like I see it. If I'm getting, you know, orders that are taking 2 weeks and it's not the fall of the post office, you'll be the first to know. Because I do have a responsibility to the viewers as I see it. So you will know. I will tell you. And trust me, I drive a lot of people crazy. You know, because I just say whatever is. And sometimes they don't really like it, but that's the way it goes. But we will certainly wish Pete, you know, all the best. I think he's going to do excellent once he gets that production and fulfillment ramped up. It's going to be wonderful. So we're looking forward to see what he comes up with. I'm expecting big things. I have extremely high expectations for Pete. So we'll see how that develops. Man, I must say, these blades are just super smooth. Now, I haven't spoken much about this soap. Smells great. In my opinion, I'm going to take some heat for this. This is one of the best versions of this scent that I have personally experienced, which is the, what is that? What did I say? It was River Gauche. Is that what that is? It's really beautiful. I think it's outstanding. And I think Spearhead has done an excellent job with this one. The scent strength is on point. It is, you know, I would say at least medium, if not over. And just overall, it's a very pleasurable soap to use, good quality. So I'm expecting when Spearhead releases their production soaps, I imagine they'll be well received, particularly if they're well priced. To me, pricing is going to be key with this soap, you know, because there's so many good soaps out there. You got to distinguish yourself, you know, and everything is so good. It's hard to be the best soap nowadays. I mean, because they're all so close. Within the top 10, 15, 20 soap makers, in my opinion, there's almost no gap between them. They're all so doggone good. So it's going to be really hard for somebody to establish themselves based on having the best quality. So I think where you can make a lot of difference is in value and customer service and getting those orders out. And I think that a lot of artisans and shaving companies can make some inroads in value, you know, and making sure that things are well priced and hit that nice quality versus price ratio. You know, having a very good product, a very good price, and I think you can do some good there. But if it's only on a quality basis, it's going to be tough because these soaps are so doggone good. It's going to be tough. Stand by just a minute. I need to put my phone in airplane mode because I keep getting some. All right, so we're back. I had to put my phone in do not disturb mode because I kept getting IMs and I didn't know if it was vibrating the phone there and annoying you, which I don't seek to do. If I do annoy you, it's not because I'm trying, it's just because I'm annoying. Don't agree with me, please, although some surely will. Okay. Very nice. Woo, 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 woo. What a terrific version of this scent, man. This is out of sight. And the quality is quite good as well. It's just top rate. And the shave is so smooth. I got to tell you something. These friggin' blades are so sharp and smooth. It's a completely different experience from your typical straight razor shave. Now, I do find, in my experience, that it's easier to cut yourself with these blades. But I think if you can learn to use these blades, Shavettes generally, successfully, you're going to be a much better straight razor shaver because you have to be so careful. And if you practice being careful, I think that's going to carry over, you know, to your straight razor shaving. Just my opinion, of course. All right. And we're not going to worry too much about the lather on this final pass, but trust me, this soap, it is definitely nice smelling and it is definitely of good quality. And for the price, whew, it's hard to beat. Almost all that growth is gone. A lot of times with a straight razor, even with a great edge, I find that on this pass, I'm still on my neck. It's really tough to get. But with these blades, it takes them down rather effectively. The straights do too, don't get me wrong, but it feels different, you know what I mean? Like you almost feel like you have to sort of muscle the straight razor a little bit, regardless of edge. Because I've used everything from a Sprecher edge, Stallion, Frank Misa, you know, lots of different edges at this point. And I find that the Shavettes just have a different feel, and that's all there is to it. You know, they just don't feel the same. A machine blade, and the Stallion would often speak to me about this. The machine blades are just different, you know. And he really prefers the custom sort of man-made edge, you know, that he can put on his razors. And I like them too. But I'm also finding that I'm enjoying these machined edges. And the reason I'm using them is to try to get better. And I mentioned that, I think, in my last video, that all of us should be trying to, all of us who are hobbyists, you know, mechanically, especially with straight razor shaving, the number one thing we can do if we were newer at it, and for me, this is what, a few months in, The one thing we can do at it is just simply get better mechanically. You know, being mindful of how the razor is oriented on their face, using a light touch. And in my opinion, when I see folks like Dave Card, Frank Stromberg, Johan, Matty Lindholm, affectionately referred to as Diamond Dave and the Swedish Three, what you notice is Matty doesn't use the Shavettes quite as much as maybe the others, but they're excellent shavers. And they also have a pretty steady diet of these Shavettes. Or let's call them Shavette type razors, because technically only the Dovo is Shavette, according to Frank. And if Frank says it, you better believe I believe it. So anyway, all right, man, I'm happy with this shave. Really nice. Really pleased with the soap, man. That scent. This is, I gotta say, in the realm of this inspired scent, is arguably the best one so far for me, my opinion. Really nice. Spearhead, if you're watching this, Dennis, release this one production, please. It's terrific. It's terrific. All right, stand by and we shall return for the post. And all right, we're back with the alum to see if we get any burning. Wowee. No burning, not even on the neck. That means that was a super smooth shave. PAA alum with dry dock. Again, the idea here, and the reason I keep mentioning it is because I'm evaluating it. The idea here is that this dock allows this to dry, which keeps your alum longer. I tend to wipe mine off too and just drop it in there, and it's been holding up pretty good. So far it's working. Let me rinse. We'll finish off with the aftershave and get out of here. Stay tuned. All right, and we come with the Magic Made by Witches. That was an outstanding shave. Enjoyable, smooth. As far as I know, I didn't see any nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritation. Outstanding. This particular version of, which is called this, but based on that, I have to look every time, River Gouche or River Gauche. Terrific. I hope Spearhead will consider making this in their production line. I really do. We used the Feather SS with the Feather Pro guard blade. Terrifically smooth shave. Razorock 400 brush. And we shall close today with Razorock American Barber, which is this sort of scent. And this has been a super enjoyable, relaxing shave. I hope everyone who's watching, and especially you who have made it to this point, yes, you, have an outstanding day. Thank you so much for staying for the whole video. I cannot thank you enough. I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.